Teacher Talking Sports, what it does, what it do, how we live. And I've been taking a look at all the first round matchups. I've done 7 of 8. I have one left, and we found out who would be the 8th seed in both conferences last night. So I did the 1 versus 8 in the East earlier today, and now we're going to take a look at the 1v8 in the West. Of course, the NBA playoffs just started. The Bucks Pacers are at halftime. Pacers are up 24. But anyhow, let's take a look. 1-8. We got the Memphis Grizzlies taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I did not mean to start with that. I meant to start with this. So, of course, the Thunder had an historic regular season. You see, finished 20 games better than the Memphis Grizzlies. They had the best point differential in NBA history, so it was an incredible year. See, third in offensive rating, first in defensive rating, of course, thus first in net rating. Was an awesome season, and really wasn't a bad season for the Grizzlies, but they faded after the All-Star break. Of course, fired their all-time winningest coach, Taylor Jenkins. They brought in Tuomas Izalo, guy who had a lot of experience coaching Europe. This is his first foray into the NBA. Didn't necessarily play better. They lost the 7-8 game against the Warriors, but defeated the Mavericks last night to earn a spot in the playoffs against one of the best regular season teams of all time. But anyhow, the Oklahoma City Thunder, one of the best shooting teams in the league, finished 6th in three-point percentage and 1st in free throw percentage on the year. They're a team that's not going to get to the line a lot, but they also don't foul a lot at all, which is different than Memphis. Totally different, because Memphis not only attempts the second most free throws in the NBA, they give up the second most free throws in the NBA. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, Memphis made the most free throws in the league as well, making 18.3 per game. They're an excellent rebounding team. Thunder, of course, on the defense, incredible. Best field goal percentage, best field goal percentage defense, best 3-point percentage defense, even best 2-point percentage defense. Led the league in steals, led the league in turnovers forced. So some incredible numbers on the defensive end. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. So, of course, SGA, the likely MVP. He had an awesome season. If Joker's not going to get it, even with averaging a triple-double in a season, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the engine behind what was an historic regular season. Jalen Williams has definitely become an excellent second banana for Oklahoma City. Had an awesome regular season, even with Chet Holmgren being out for a decent chunk of the season. He played in just 32 games this year. Isaiah Hartenstein started the season hurt. He missed 25 games. There was a point where the Thunder were without pretty much every center, and they were actually starting Jalen Williams at center. But anyhow, Lou Dort, wonderful defender. He should be all defense. Maybe first team, we'll say, if he's second team. And not only that, he's gone from a guy who you didn't have to worry about guarding from the three-point line to a guy who makes over 40%. Meanwhile, the Grizzlies recently lost Jalen Wells for the season, a rough injury. Where he was kind of undercut on a dunk attempt. But recently they have gone, in the two playing games, they went with Scottie Pippen Jr. in the backcourt with Ja Morant, which is a very small backcourt. So we'll see if they continue to do so. So I'm going to stick with Pippen. They had been starting Vince Williams a little bit as well, but I'll put Pippen in that starting lineup. Jaren Jackson Jr., another guy who could be first team all defense this year. Zach Edey, we're going to see very productive in somewhat limited minutes, but, will the Thunder's offense play him off the court if he's too slow on pick and rolls, switches, and whatnot? Will be interesting to see how much playing time he gets and how much of a leash he has out there. For the Memphis Grizzlies, we take a look at the benches, and part of the reason the Thunder are so good is because of how deep they are. I mean, guys like Kason Wallace started a bunch of games this year. He started 43. Aaron Wiggins started 26. Isaiah Joe started 16. Alex Caruso is a guy who's two-time all-defensive player. Previous 2 seasons. He won't make it this year because he didn't play enough games. And then Jalen Williams, he had 3 triple-doubles towards the end of the season. So just an awesome bench. A lot of shooting off the bench. When it comes to three-point percentages, Wiggins 38.3, Isaiah Joe 41.2, both Wallace and Caruso over 35%, and Jalen Williams just short at 39.9% from 3. Fortunately, the Grizzlies lost some of their depth. I mean, they got solid bench pieces, but as I mentioned, Jalen Wells out for the season, so that takes Pippen out of the bench. And little less than a month ago, they lost Brandon Clark for the season with a knee injury, so that was probably their 6th or 7th man right there. He's been for a few years, so definitely Santi Aldama is a guy who should be playing big minutes in this series again, especially if Edey really isn't bringing it on the defensive end. We could see Aldama playing 30 minutes a night sometimes. Other than that, though, I mean, Luke Kennard didn't even play in last night's game, but they might need his shooting. I mean, he's a guy who shot 43.3% from 3 this season and led the league in three-point percentage twice in his career. John Conchar had been a guy who hadn't always been in the rotation, but he'd been getting minutes in those 2 playing games, so I have him listed. G.G. Jackson, all rookie second team, and hasn't been receiving a lot of minutes of late either. So Vince Williams Jr. barely played as well in last night's game. So, we'll see what guys that the Grizzlies bring off the bench. What looked like a strength, unfortunately, when you lose players, that strength, as in your depth, weakens, and that is the case for Memphis. So we take a look at DraftKings Sportsbook for the series odds. It was minus 1,800 when I saw it this morning. Let's see if it changed. We have series markets. The Grizzlies are... I'm sorry, yes. Again, still minus 1,800. Grizzlies plus 900. So that's tied for the second biggest favorite. Celtics are easily the biggest favorite at minus 5,000. The Cavaliers are also minus 1,800 against the Heat. So in the end, I'm going to say the Thunder in 5 games. I'll give the Grizzlies a game. Maybe the Thunder take a game off, let's say game 4, if they're up 3-0. But, yeah, so I only predicted one sweep. I predicted the Celtics to sweep the Magic. This might have been the only series I picked to go 5. I think so, because I didn't predict the Knicks and Pistons. I'm a diehard Knicks fan, so I'm not going to predict any Knicks series. I didn't do it last year either. But let me know in the comments who you believe advances in this series and how many games it takes. So if you didn't see any of my previous 7 opening round preview videos, you could check them out as well. Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.